Hi everyone, my name is Madeline. This is my persuasion speech for my communications class. The topic that I have chosen for my persuasion speech is, are tattoos still considered unprofessional? So obviously, I am a tattooed girly. I love tattoos. Tattoos are a way that I express myself. And I have been in a couple of workplaces where tattoos are considered unprofessional and I have to cover up tattoos. And I have also been in workplaces that tattoos are not a problem. Like everyone, when they want to get their first tattoo, they are presented with a lot of conflictions. Mostly, are they going to get judged by people? Are they going to be accepted in the workplace? Or if it's for religious reasons? That was a lot of what I was dealing with when I was getting my first tattoo, more specifically for religious reasons. But once you get past those feelings of uncertainty and thinking that it's going to be on your body forever, which it is, but along the lines of what I love about my tattoos are things that I love. My TV shows, my dogs, my fandoms, things like that are just things that I love. So why would I want to cover up something like that? Why would I want to replace something like that? You're probably wondering why this is a topic that matters to you, even if you don't have a tattoo. Tattoos are a way of self expression and individuality, especially for people who have to wear uniforms, like myself, at work. And I need a way to express myself when I have to look a certain way. A personal experience that I would like to bring up is when I got my first tattoo in my first workplace that did not accept tattoos. So, my very first tattoo was the one on my wrist, and then I also have one on my bicep right here. Um, Obviously, they are places that can be easily covered up, but they're also very small tattoos and they're not really offensive or anything like that. And so I had to wear a jacket, which is really hard for me, especially when I'm in the medical field and I work around a lot of things and I'm moving around a lot and I get very hot easily. So having to wear a jacket was a struggle for me because I get hot really quickly. And also, I wanted to show people my new tattoos. I was very excited about my new tattoos, but I was told no, I had to cover up. With the rise of popularity in tattoos and the individuality and the freedom of speech that comes with tattoos, I believe that tattoos are not unprofessional in the workplace. Which brings me to my first point is tattoos don't change my work ethic. I'm a very hardworking person. I am a very dependable person, and tattoos don't change that. Yes, I may have to cover up sometimes a little bit, but also tattoos are a great conversation starter amongst someone who is very nervous in the dental chair. It is a great conversation starter, a great icebreaker. I always compliment people on their tattoos because I know tattoos mean a lot to someone, especially if it is something small, like something for their mother or something for a family member or even something for something that they love, like me. I have plenty of tattoos that are just for my TV shows, and I love that. To support this point, in an article by Sarah Strong, Do Tattoos Still Carry a Burden in the Workplace? They did a study where they split up their employees, half wearing fake tattoos and the other just as they were, and they set them out on the sales floor. They stated that tattooed employees were evaluated more positively, and in a field environment, they had just as many sales as their untattooed counterparts. So that just shows that just because you have a tattoo doesn't change your work ethic. It doesn't change how a customer can perceive you. You can work equally as hard as anybody else. My second point is tattoos are a way of expressing yourself or your individuality or your freedom of speech. If you have a lot of tattoos that have quotes or song lyrics or things like that. That brings me to why I have my tattoos because they are an expression of who I am on the inside, on my outside. And I love to show who I am on the inside, on my outside. Especially when it comes to I have my dogs on tattooed on me, I have my shows, I have my childhood memories tattooed on me, and it is an expression of who I am, and I love myself, and I want to show that to the world, and I am okay with that. In a recent article, Tattoos Are Unprofessional by Chloe Scram, it restricts access to free speech and a person's ability to show who they truly are. Ultimately, so many people have tattoos that it will become almost impossible for employers to find people with no creative expression on their bodies, which I think is very true because according to businessinsider.com, from 2020 or 2012 to 2019, there has been 21% of Americans who have tattoos to a jump of 30% of Americans who have tattoos. In a recent survey on pewresearch.com by Catherine Schaefer, she states in 2023 there was a 32% of Americans, and now estimated in 2025 it will be around 46% of Americans who have tattoos. Obviously, tattoos are rising in popularity, and so we either have old assumptions fall and new attitudes rise when it comes to something like this, or we keep pushing back. As someone with tattoos who has worked in both environments of not accepting and accepting, I feel that my true self is accepted when I am working in a place that accepts who I am and why I have my tattoos, because my work ethic does not change. If you don't have a tattoo or you are thinking about getting a tattoo, I highly, highly recommend that you ask someone who has a tattoo why they got their tattoo, because anybody who has a tattoo loves to talk about their tattoos and why they got it and what it represents, because the answer might surprise you and they may inspire you to get a tattoo one day. All right, thanks guys.